How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another weekly recap. Now, I'm already getting insulted probably, but basically, I haven't done any in... I've been home in... Alright, I should say I'm home from China now. That's why the room looks different. I've been home for a little over a month. And before that, the last 3 weeks in China, I didn't do a weekly recap, and I'm 3 weeks behind. And other than making wait, let me mute my computer first off before I should do that beforehand, right? But other than making the usual excuses of it was hard, I didn't do it. Basically, I the last week, no, 3 weeks ago, I went on vacation in China, which I will tell you about. Then I had 2 weeks left, and one of them was basically just spent being outside at all times, and then the next one was spent being outside a lot of the time, and then also being stressed out about having to leave China. So basically the last weeks I just enjoyed them, and I was doing the China stuff. I wasn't focused at all on videos. So that's basically the reason. But yeah, I am home now. I'm gonna record these last weekly recaps so you know what I've done, and also just for the sake of the future, I can look back on them and be like, okay, I did this, this was cool, I remember this, because that's the point of it. It's kind of like a diary, so just to remember stuff. But it is kind of shit now, because looking at it now, looking back, is not the same as getting the live diary where it's like, oh shit, this happened, I was really upset. Now it's so long ago that 2 months. It's so long ago that it's a different perspective now. Now it's looking back versus I'm upset I didn't do it at the time, but I had so much on my plate, so that's basically the reason. Okay. Anyway, I will get into it. This is going to be a long video, so if you stick around, cool. If not, okay. But yeah, I will make a bunch of videos on China. I have ideas, and I will most likely do them. I also have so many videos I need to edit and upload that are just sitting there, but editing takes a lot of time, okay? But yeah, stuff will happen, okay? Rest assured. Anyway, month 11, week 42, I woke up, then I took Ricky to school, and then I headed to Convention and Exhibition Center to meet 2 of my friends. We tried doing this crane roof that my friend and I had already gotten on once. I think I said last week, right? But basically, the first time we went on it, it was raining. It was like a typhoon, and it was looking a bit sketch. And then we were like, okay, let's not do it. Let's come back. And then 15 minutes later, it started raining like crazy. So maybe a good decision. And then, so we went back and tried to do that crane roof. I'm looking at my computer screen, by the way, because I have to read the notes. We tried doing the crane roof, but the door was locked. So we basically couldn't get up. Then we tried a bunch of other roofs and we failed all of them. We got onto these pink roofs, but it's kind of a shitty roof. It's not really worth talking about. There were workers on the roof while we were there, but we sort of just said hello, and they were like hello, and then we took our photos, and then we said goodbye. They didn't care. And yeah, my stomach was broken from all the milk tea. I think I said that in the last week's weekly recap. Well, yeah. That we did the milk tea challenge, and I swear to God, don't ever drink 4 milk teas in a day. It broke my stomach. I felt sick for 2 days. It was like having, when you have a hangover and your stomach hurts and you don't want to eat food, and when you do eat food it doesn't feel good. It was like that for 2 days from drinking milk tea. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend drinking 4 milk teas in a day. Oh, and then the worst part was, then we didn't know what to do for lunch, so I actually ended up having another milk tea that day, even though I was still So I had 4 milk teas, and then the next day I was like, oh, I feel sick, I can drink another one. But yeah. And then yeah, I talked to my parents about being upset about, leaving China and stuff. And then, oh, it was so sad, dude. My kid was crying over me going home. And then, yeah, he was also being, super obnoxious. But yeah. We ended up drinking fucking milk tea for lunch again, even though we were both sick. Actually, I had a mango drink, so maybe it's not as bad as milk tea, but yeah. And then my friend told me she would be going to university for like her thing, so she had to leave earlier, which meant that we wouldn't be I wanted to go to Guangzhou because it's near Shenzhen and it's like a cool city, has good rooftops and a lot of potential. But didn't pan out, didn't work. And yeah, I was like super stressed and sad we didn't get to do Guangzhou now. And then also, there wasn't enough. I'm talking like it's the past now because it is. I'm looking back on it, right? Um, we didn't have that much time to do rooftops because I was going on vacation. And then yeah, I was super fucking stressed out and like sad about having to leave China. It was not fun. It's still not fun, and now I'm home, but you know, that's different. Got home at like 2 and then went to the mall and looked around. I don't know why those other notes were in the middle about like him being obnoxious, but anyway. I looked around, then I slept for like 2 hours and I picked up Ricky, picked him up and we played outside, then we had dinner. Then after dinner, we did the homework and looked at just different stuff on my phone, basically just chilling. And then after that, I chilled on my PC in the living room and edited photos because, fuck, my last, I don't know how much you follow, but the last month or more in China was just, the Wi-Fi didn't work in my room, so I would just sit in the living room and edit photos and just chill. And then that was my, like, I lived in the living room, which was awkward because then if they were like there, it was kind of like, yeah, I'm in the way. But oh well. Anyway, let's move on. 16th of June. Woke up at 9 a.m. and we basically didn't, this is the Saturday, I guess. We basically didn't do anything interesting until lunch. Ate lunch and I went for a walk. And then my stomach still hurt from the fucking bubble tea, I swear. And oh my god, looking back on this now, I miss bubble tea so much. That's one of the things I miss about China, dude. But, yeah. And then, whatever. Wait, did I really not write any notes for this day? I just wrote really stressed about leaving China, which is true. That's what I said, like, it's so fucking shit, dude. Those last weeks were like the best weeks in China, but it was also stressful because I was leaving. But yeah, my last 2 months in China for sure were the best ones. Just going outside every day, doing photography, like climbing rooftops. So much fucking fun, I swear to God. Best time. Anyway, 17th of June. Woke up at 9. Parents were home, but not much happened. We were just chilling around. And then parents left at like 11 or lunchtime. And then I had to be alone with the 2 kids for the whole day. I remember, fuck, my host mum said like, can you be alone with them? And I was like, sure. And then she's like, don't let them play with water or electricity. And I'm like, no shit, like what do you mean? I'm not gonna let them die. Like, yeah, sure, he's annoying at times, but I'm not gonna fucking drown him or electrocute him. Like, come on, dude. But anyway, yeah. I don't know, like, oh, and I asked her, because it was so fucking boring inside, so I asked her, like, can we go outside? Like, I messaged her, I was like, is it okay if we go outside and play? And she's like, nah, I don't think you can, like, she basically was like, nah, you can't keep an eye on 2 of them, and I was like, oh. But I mean, I could just keep an eye on the baby, and then Ricky's not going to get himself killed, you know, he'll be in the area. But, it's a closed apartment complex, by the way, for context. And he plays in like he's not going to get killed. But anyway. And then from lunch until 4 p.m. they were sleeping. And this was actually impressive. Ricky woke up at 2 p.m. and was like, and I was like, no, go back to sleep. And then he was like, okay. And then he went back to sleep until 4. And I was like, whoa, that worked? Really? Like, I did not expect it to work. When he came out at 2, I was like, and I was just like, go back to sleep. He's like, okay. I was like, damn, dude. How does that, like, that works? Dude, you can actually tell people stuff and maybe they listen. Like, shit. And then, yeah, from 4 to 6 p.m., super bored in the apartment. Ricky was being super obnoxious. Oh, this was really sad, actually. I remember this. He was being super obnoxious and just being a cunt. And he, like, told me he didn't like me and stuff. And he was just really getting on my nerves. So then I got like mad and I was like, fuck off. Like, I didn't say fuck off, but I was like, knock it off, dude. Like, fuck off. You're making me upset. I don't want to be upset. Like, what are you doing? And then he like broke down crying and like gave me a hug and said he didn't want me to go home. And it was so sad, dude. Oh. And it was like a really long hug. It was really, really sad. Cause like I guess he doesn't know how to cope with him. Like he was just being a cunt and I was like, fuck off. And then he like broke down crying. It was, yeah. That was, fuck, reading this stuff now it brings me back. This was so sad, dude, I swear. And this is like, obviously there's 2 more weeks to go because I'm behind on the videos. But yeah, for like the last 3 weeks, it was just him saying he's gonna miss me and me being sad about leaving China. So it was really shitty. And I was already having a really bad day that day and like stressed about leaving China. And like life being shit because like going back to Denmark is like you're supposed to move forward and it's like it's going backwards, you know? So I was already like super stressed and then he hits me with the like fucking crying and hugging and saying he's gonna miss me and I was just like, now it's even worse. Now I feel even worse. So that was shitty. And yeah, I was like upset and sad all day. And then after dinner we went outside briefly and played. And then I tried putting him to bed at like 8:30 to read and stuff, but then he was just being obnoxious. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He just refused to read. And then we read 3 books and he's like, I want to read 4. And I was like, no. And then he cried and he wouldn't put his pajamas on. He was being so fucking annoying. I remember like exactly. And then I sort of just gave up on him and left him with the eye. Because it's like, if you're not going to go to bed, you're not going to put on your pajamas, you're not going to do anything I say, like, whatever. Do your, like, I give up, you know? So poor I guess. But I gave up on him. And then, fucking me and Baga is his name. We watched, some YouTube videos and chilled. So, and then he was nodding off and like falling asleep, but he was refusing to sleep. That was the cutest thing ever. He was like watching YouTube with me, and he's like falling asleep, but then he's like, oh, I can't fall asleep. That was cute. So that was fun. So yeah, I just fucking abandoned Ricky, and then I just chilled and watched YouTube with the baby. So that was a good time. And then he refused to sleep, but he was still up. But yeah, I just ignored him. And then my host parents came home at 11 p.m. from Hong Kong. That's why they were out all day. They went to Hong Kong. Oh, the thing I read before wasn't what happened on the 15th of June. I messed up the reading because my word is all fucked. I talked to my parents about being upset about China, and then Ricky was crying over me going home and being obnoxious. So that was on the 17th of June, not the 15th. I fucked it up. Fucked the order up because I can't read because my word is rare. Alright, 18th of June. I woke up at 9, was going to go out with, wait, what happened? Oh, there was like a, dragon boat festival, which meant that it was they had the day off school, but I asked my host parents, hello, I made plans with a friend, can I please do those? Because, I mean, this is like an extra work, like weekend day, it's not supposed to be weekend, you know? So I asked, can I go out with friends? Like it's a normal day. Because this was like a Saturday, but on a Monday. So I was like, can I go out with friends? And then they said yes, which I couldn't tell if that's... Whenever you get a message, like Chinese host, but you can't tell if it's like begrudgingly saying yes or they're being real. So I don't know. But they said yes, I could. But then my friend couldn't because her family had family plans. And then we didn't even do anything for the fucking boat festival. We did nothing. It was like... It was just like Saturday, but on a Monday. It was literally just working more. So that was a shit day. And also it took 1 more day away from being able to do rooftops. So it was pretty fucking sad. Not a good day. But yeah, pretty early on, we headed to the cinema and we watched Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which that's a good movie, I think. I think it was good. I liked it. And then fucking... The dad was just like, oh, can you give him the context of the first movie? Like, what's it about? And I was like, you expect me to know? Like, you expect me to have watched it? What do you mean? But luckily, Ricky and I actually had watched it because we watch a lot of movies on YouTube. So we'd already watched it. So he actually knew what was going on, which was cool. But it was just funny. The dad's just like, "Oh, tell the context." I was like, well, "How would I know? Am I expected to?" But anyway, he was super scared of the movie, and it was funny. I was like, "Oh, I'm glad I didn't invite him to it," and it was his dad, you know. But when we finished it, he was happy and thought it was a good movie, so it was fun. The plot was good, and I don't know, it was a fun movie. I liked it. And then after the film, we went home for lunch, and I chilled on my PC, uploaded the weekly recap. And then I went to Sam's Club near me, like the one near where I live. And it was fucking garbage. We went once to a different one. That one was good, but this Sam's Club was fucking, like, terrible. And then, yeah, not worth going. And then, sorry. And then I was, like, so fucking gross and sweaty because it was 1,000,000 degrees, so I had to take a shower. What's it called? I've never taken 3 showers in a day, I think. I started doing that in China eventually. So that was interesting. And then, yeah, chilled on my PC. Ricky woke up and wanted to play. And then we just played dinosaurs and did nothing interesting. And then we were outside the apartment complex, and some woman is just like complimenting Ricky's English. Like, wow, it's better than his Chinese. And I was like, jeez. I mean, I can't tell if that's true because I can't hear his Chinese. But I was like, really? I hope not. Like, what? I mean, his English is good, but his Chinese should be better. And then it was interesting. You can hear how much information he actually retains. Like, he's stupid, but not stupid at the same time. Because we watch all these videos on... my throat is fucked. On dangerous animals. And we watched, like, killer whale ones and stuff. And then he started telling this lady about how, like, it's the top predator of the ocean compared to the great white shark, and how it's number 1, and how blue-ringed octopuses have babies and they die, and they only, like, get 2 years old, and they have 4 stomachs and stuff. Like, he was telling her a bunch of stuff, and I was like, okay, you actually, like, you're listening to the, like, video and actually understanding it. Like, you can retain the information and tell it again, you know? That's impressive. Because he's 5, you know? Maybe you just, I don't know, see the video and think, oh, it's a pretty octopus. Oh, it's a pretty, like, killer whale. But no, he retained all the information and could tell the lady about it. So, I was actually impressed. Then we had dinner. After dinner, we went swimming. I liked going swimming because it was super chill. It's easy work. You just go swimming for like an hour or hour and a half or whatever, and you're just chilling in the water. So yeah. And then, fuck, the family always makes me feel like I'm the idiot and I've lost everything, which is only a little bit true. Because, like, we have cards to go to the swimming pool, and I didn't have it, and they're like, where's the card? I'm like, I don't know. I don't have it. And they're like, oh. So, and then I go around looking for it, and then it turns out the dad has it, and I'm just like, okay. And same with, like, my swim shorts. I'm also like, I don't have them. They're like, what do you mean? I don't know. And then the dad also, like, had them. I was like, fuck. But, another lady was impressed with Ricky's English in the pool, and she was, like, asking me about it, and like, oh, that's really good. And I was like, oh, nice compliment. Because I pretty much taught him most of it, I guess. I feel like it was bad when we started, and now it's less bad. I don't know. After that, we went home, showered, and then at 9:30, Ricky wanted to read. And I was like, it's 9:30, stop. For context, I'm supposed to end at 9, but yeah, that doesn't really, it's not strict. But I was like, no. And it was his and his dad's words, so I'm like, fuck, okay. Then I read for him, went to my PC, and then at 10:30, and again, I'm living in the living room, so I don't have privacy anymore. Then at 10:30, Ricky was crying, and his dad told me to comfort him until he fell asleep, and I was like, it's 10:30, dude. And also, like, you're his dad. Like, why are you not doing it? I'm so confused. Like, you're his dad. Surely he would be more comforted by his dad, like, being with him. And also, why wouldn't you want to comfort your crying son? Like, I'm so confused. But I was like, fuck, okay. And then, yeah. And then he told me he didn't want me to leave. and he loved me, and that was cute. And then he told me he didn't want me to die, and I was like, I'll try. I mean, thanks. And yeah, he slept relatively fast, and then I just went on my PC and chilled. And I think every day in the last 3 weeks also, I don't know if I've said this in the videos or like, but like the last month in China or so, I basically got no sleep. Every day I would either not fall asleep until 2 a.m. or I would just straight up be on the computer in the living room until 2 a.m. and then I have to wake up at 7. So it was not a good time in terms of sleeping, but yeah. Anyway, 19th of June. I woke up at 7. I thought I was traveling. Oh, this was funny. I've never, you know how sometimes you go through like a jacket pocket or something and you find money that you didn't know you had, or you find it like in the closet or something and you're like, what the fuck, money? Like it's basically like finding money, like free money. You're like, whoa, I didn't know I had that. I just got like $20 richer, you know? This happened to me, but with like 24 hours, and time is more valuable than money, you know? So I woke up at 7 and I thought I was traveling to Yangzhou Chengdu on vacation, but the 20th, which is the day I was traveling on, was a Wednesday. So that day was the 19th, and I was like, what the... I was sure I was leaving on a Tuesday, but apparently not. So I've never been so happy. Like, I got gifted a free day. Like, being gifted 24 hours, like, you can't think of anything more valuable. So that was so good. I was so happy. It was better than finding money. So then I took Ricky to school, and again he mentions me leaving, and it just made me sad. I felt really fucking sad and awful about leaving. And then I met up with my 2 friends to do rooftops in Hohai, for anyone that knows. But yeah. So first roof was like so-so. There was like an okay spot to sit with the bullet building. I'm saying things that no one's going to understand, but whatever. I understand it, and that's the important part, right? The bullet building in the shot, and other than that, it was kind of meh. We couldn't climb as high as we wanted to. We couldn't climb up, which kind of sucked. And then we went to a second rooftop, which was like a decent success. It was an apartment complex. It was quite easy to get in. We climbed... Fuck, this was so dumb. To get out onto the roof, we had to climb through this, like, two windows where there was a thing in the middle, and you couldn't open the windows fully, so you had to be like skinny and like slide through. It was, yeah, and that had like pretty good views. There was like a death drop, but my friend didn't let me do it, so I didn't get a photo there, which is probably good because maybe I'd be dead. That's kind of in the name, death drop. But yeah, we climbed around on that and got some pretty good photos, I think. And this is just a funny meme. We were going up the stairs, and I'm just going to say this, no one's going to find this funny, but we're going up the stairs, and then my one friend is in front, and me and my other friend are together behind her, and then she said, stay together, and yeah, it was a funny meme. I don't know. No one else is going to get that, but I'm putting it in, because it's funny. Went to the next rooftop, and went to buy water, and then this is just stupid shit. I don't know, no one's gonna like care about it, I guess, but I think it's funny, so there you go. Bought water, and I usually wouldn't, because it, like, I don't know, it was like shitty water, right? Couldn't find cold water. And then I found one that was cold, bought it, and it was like a shitty brand, right? So I only bought this brand because it was cold. And then my friend is still debating on which water to buy, and I was like, you can buy this one, no? And she was like, oh, I think it's shit. And then she tries my water, concluded it's shit, buys a different one. And then a couple hours later, I tried hers, and you know what? She was right. Hers was better. Which, I swear to God, the water in China, there was, like, some that was okay, but most of it was, like, garbage. And anyone that says that there's no difference is, like, stupid. And then coming home to Denmark, I was really, really excited to drink, like, good water. Because I think Denmark is supposed to have really good water. Like, tap water is supposed to be better than bottled water in many places. And it's, like, good. But it's been disappointing thus far. Like, the water in Copenhagen at my grandmother's was, like, garbage. The water where I live now is, like, it's okay, but it's not a great experience. And I'm still boiling water now. Just I picked up that habit from China that I drink the hot water, and now all my friends and my family call me stupid, and they're like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" But yeah, I'm just drinking the hot water. I think it's good. But anyway, that's my fucking take on water. But yeah, if you can't taste the difference in water, you're stupid. Mm, what else? Oh, this was also funny. We'd be walking, and like, my one friend is just telling a story, and then because I'm so fucking obsessed with these roofs, so I would just be looking around like this. Like, normal people look straight. I was looking up, like, all around, just trying to get the rooftops. And then I would see one, and I'd look at my other friend and be like, and then, yeah, we both knew we had like the exact same thought process. We both knew, like, we gotta go on this roof and fall off. So that was funny. Every time, could just look and then it would be the exact same thought. And then, yeah, we saw blue stuff. I don't know how to better explain that. There was like apartment complex that then on the roof had like random blue stuff. I guess to look nice, but it really doesn't look nice. It's just stupid, and it's like an open invitation to go climb it. But yeah, it doesn't do anything positive. But we decided we could go there and climb it. So it was an apartment complex again. It was very easy to get in. We just walk in. Door to elevator was open, I think. And then we realized that we couldn't get up high enough to get to the blue things. They were too high or too far down. But then after a bit we realized we could go through a window and then get on. So we did that because we had to. And then we got on the stuff and we're looking for compositions, and then some guy comes onto the roof to do laundry. And there was also an eye on the other thing who could also see us. So we're sitting there waiting, and then the guy sees my friend and he's just like, you're very high up. And she's like, yep. And he's like, can you get down? And she's like, yeah, later. And he didn't do anything. He just did his laundry and left. So that was good. But yeah, weren't sure if he was like giving us advice or just being curious. But yeah, we just kept shooting, got the photos we wanted. By the way, if you want to see these photos, they're on my Instagram. Not all of them. I'm never going to be finished uploading photos from China. But yeah, they're on my Instagram. Anyway, after that we got milk tea. We got like a special one that was really good from Coco that had like super stuff in it. It was a good time. It had like pudding and bubbles and some special taste around the bubble. It was a good experience. How can my phone be going off? I don't understand. What the fuck is this? Okay. Sorry. And then what happened? It went 0 to 100 with rain. I swear to God, the sky was grey and we're like, oh, it's gonna rain. And then it just went 1, 2, 3, bam. Like typhoon season is crazy, I swear. It was so much. And then yeah, one of my friends went home and my other friend and I chilled at the Shenzhen Sports Center, which is really pretty. It's got like, it's really nice architecture. You can take cool photos. Couldn't really do it because there was no sun, so not that much point. I've since learnt from seeing other people take photos there that you can actually get really good photos in the rain with the reflection, but I didn't do that. But yeah, we just talked about China, leaving, culture shock, all that good stuff. And yeah, fun. I like just chilling. Went home at 4 and watched the baby. We basically, we just watch YouTube. Taking care of him is like watching YouTube videos and just chilling. It's such a good time. And then I obviously talk to him as well, but I mean, just chilling, yeah? And then I went to pick up Ricky, and the parents were at work, so we could just chill. We watched a few videos, chilled, did homework, and then the parents came home, and then he did some Chinese homework with them, and then we read, and I put him to bed. And then, oh, this is, my friend was coming to my house, because I lived closer to the train station, and he lived really far away, so he wouldn't be able to make it to the train station by like 7 a.m., which is when we were going on holiday the next day, the Wednesday the 20th. So he came to my house, I picked him up, we had milk tea from a tea house near where I live, and then this was embarrassing. My host parents were so like amazed by his Chinese, because he could speak a lot of Chinese, and then they were like, come on Emil, and I was like, I was so embarrassed, because it's such a my Chinese is such a fucking joke, and it's embarrassing, and I feel shit about it. But anyway, yeah, so we had milk tea, then we chilled in my room, I packed my suitcase that I got from my host mom, and at the umbrella, and then we just talked for a long time, and it was fun. And then my friend is just like, wow. He sees my room and he's like, wow, you don't complain. Like, he was just like, wow, you really don't complain. All the other au pairs, like, complain about stuff. And then, like, I guess my room is really bad. I mean, you've seen it. It is bad. It was, like, concrete floor, ghetto windows, no Wi-Fi, bed that leaked, like, roof that leaked onto the bed. Like, it was shit. But I don't know. I don't think there was that much to complain about. And I lived in the living room because I didn't have Wi-Fi. But I don't know. I was happy because my host parents were nice. So I didn't really care. If you treat me nicely, I can put up with a lot of shit, you know? I don't mind. And then, yeah, we basically talked until like 2 a.m. and then slept like much later than that. So that was a long day. Okay, so 20th of June, this is the first day of vacation. So this is a little bit different. There's a lot of stuff happening. Now, basically, because I do the weekly recaps from Thursday to Thursday, the vacation is going to be collapsed into 2 weekly recaps. I thought about just making this weekly recap even longer and just having the whole vacation in it, but I'm not going to do that, okay? So if you want to listen to all the stuff that happened on my vacation to Yangshuo and Chengdu, you have to watch the next weekly recap also, because half of it's in this one, half of it's in the other, okay? Anyway, 20th of June, woke up at 6:20, thought it was okay. Like, we talked about the time, and I'm the one that lives next to the train station. I know how long it takes to get there. But apparently it was not okay. We, like, quickly made our way to the train station, like, walking fast, and then, I don't know, we arrived we took the metro to the train station, and we arrived super late, and we had to run like crazy. It was really bad. And we were at the train at like 7:20, and it left at 7:21. And it was already closed, like, the gate when we got there. And also, when you go through a Chinese train station, you have to stand in, like, line before you even get to, like, the stuff. I don't know how to explain it. And you basically have to put your suitcases through, this is also normal for the metro, but with the train stations, it's a bit, like, bigger, and there's more, like, work in it, and there's longer lines. So you have to put your stuff through, that and stuff like that. And we obviously didn't have time, so we sort of poked the guy in front of us and we were like, can we skip in front of you, please? Look at our train ticket, we're super late. And he was like, yes. But then the worker wasn't doing anything, so the guy told the worker, oh, these guys are super late. So we got really lucky. Then we took a 2-hour train ride to Yangshuo, which was pretty chill. I was super fucking tired and, like, beat. Because I only got like 3 hours of sleep or less, because we talked till 2 a.m. and we're up at like 6:30. And then I didn't sleep at 2 a.m. But yeah. I couldn't fall asleep. It was like impossible. But yeah, Oreos and Snickers for breakfast, you know, the solid diet. And then I was too broken to, like, really eat it. But yeah. And then we arrived at our hostel, which, again, I actually vlogged every day of our vacation, I think. I got some really good vlogs, I'm pretty sure. But they will come out because I have to edit them, alright? So eventually they'll be released, but it was such a good vacation. Anyway, we arrived at our first hostel. We had to take a bus from the train station, then a taxi and stuff, but it was pretty easy. We lived a bit away from, like, downtown, but it wasn't that big a deal or bad. Our hostel was super nice, dude. It was cheap, and then we got upgraded to a family room with a nice view. And we had 2 really good beds, I think. I remember the pillows were really good. I care about this stuff, dude. The pillows were so good. I was so happy, and it was cheap. And then we ate lunch at the hostel, which, like, dumplings, but they were like a 4 out of 10, I think. They were kind of shitty. But, yeah. Then we rented bikes from the hostel, and then we just went around Yangshuo, which is, like, really beautiful. Again, you'll see video of it eventually, but you should probably just Google Yangshuo and look it up, because, like, it's really breathtaking and cool. Like, there's just these mountains everywhere, and, like, rice fields, and yeah, it's really cool. So anyway, we just rode around and did that, and yeah, I hate bike rides. I said this in, like, the most arrogant tone to my sister. I was like, I don't ride bikes, unless it's overseas, and she's like, what the fuck? But yeah, I hate riding bikes, but like in China, like on vacation in Yangshuo, it was nice. It was really chill. We just rode around in the mountains and saw the landscape and all that. It was really cool. And also in Japan, but in Japan it wasn't really cool. It was just a method of transportation. Whereas in Yangshuo, I actually enjoyed it. It was, an experience. But yeah, the landscape was incredible. Also, it was really hot. And then we drove past quite a lot of nice Chinese people. There were some ladies pestering us to buy stuff, but it was whatever. Then eventually we made our way to the city centre, where we briefly arrived at in the morning before we had to take the taxi. And then we had KFC lavender ice cream, which it's not good, but it was an experience, so there you go. And then, oh my god, this shit was so fucking strange. I've never seen anything like it. If you've ever been anywhere, you'll see the Chinese tourists, and there'll be a person at the front with a flag, and then there'll be a large group behind them. And it always looks so strange, and it's weird. And yeah, but I accept it. I'm like, okay, it's China, okay. But we saw a group of white people, like they were Americans, yeah. We saw a group of imagine 40 white people with a flag at the front, and just all these pretty overweight, very white. It was so strange. I was so confused. But yeah, that was a very peculiar sight to see. I was like, what the fuck? What am I looking at? That was so strange. It was I don't know. Anyway. Then we were told by the lady at the hostel that we should go to this TV tower because it gave a really good view of the city, better than the view at some other place. So we were like, okay. And then first we had to find it, which was kind of hard. And then we had to climb up, I swear, a million stairs. And I don't think I'm in bad shape. I think I'm okay at walking and stuff. But, Jesus, I was dying. It was so bad. Because, there was a million stairs. It was so hot. I don't remember the temperature, but I remember it was way too hot. And then, I don't know. It was fucking awful. So yeah, that was very bad. And then, we were smart enough to bring water though. That's the only positive. We had water. And yeah, we made it to the top of the TV tower, and there was a guy living there who'd locked it off, and then he let us in for 5 kwai each. So it's okay, that's basically free. And then I guess he lived there. Oh yeah, my friend asked him. I think he went down twice a day or something for groceries or something dumb. But yeah, he lived up there, which is just crazy. And he still somehow managed to have a beer belly. I'm not really sure how. Because if you're climbing that many stairs twice a day, I don't even understand. But yeah. And then yeah, we spent quite a while at the TV tower, chilling, taking photos, talking. And yeah, having a much needed rest. And then at the top there were some nice Chinese people that took photos with us and enjoyed the view, and they were nice. And then there were some French girls who were also traveling, and we talked with them. They were also nice. Also, it was kind of shitty weather, to be honest. The weather while we were in Yangshuo, it wasn't dog shit, but it wasn't good. It wasn't. Oh, I think there was one day that was good, but it was kind of overcast. We didn't get a good sunrise, at the TV tower, for example. Sunrise? I meant sunset. We were there for sunset, but there was, no sunset. But yeah, we climbed down, had a bit of a look at the city at night. It's such a good atmosphere there. It was so nice, because, I think everyone there was, tourists, but, I mean, you can't really tell, because they're Chinese tourists, so they all look the same. But you can tell. You can tell they're tourists. But yeah, we're really broken and tired considering we got no sleep. I actually think we did so well. With no sleep, we did so well. We had a full day of fun. Also, in the city, everyone wanted photos with us, which is also how you can tell they're tourists. That everyone came up to us asking to take photos with us. But yeah, the atmosphere in the city was really nice. But we bought snacks, and then we biked home and watched Die Hard and chilled in the hostel. And yeah, that was the 20th of June. Which brings us to the 21st of June. I don't know why I didn't write much for this day. I guess not that much happened. Basically, We wanted to do the river raft, which this is again something that like it'll be in the video. If you want to see it before the video, just Google Yangshuo like river raft. It's basically like a bamboo raft that's really small, and then you sit on it, and then you go down the, I can't remember the name of the river, it'll be in the vlog, but yeah, you go down that river, and it's really, really beautiful, and the weather was, again, it wasn't garbage, like it wasn't raining, however it was overcast, and it could have looked like 10 times nicer. What I will say though is that for most of it, there were no like other people on the river, which is nice because I wanted to, you know, take nice photos, take nice video. There was like one part of the stream where there was like 1 million Chinese tourists, and then the rest of it there were like 1 or 2 next to us, which yeah, so it was cool. That was a good experience. It was like 300 kwai, but I would definitely say it's worth it. But yeah, also the guy controlling the raft, because we're sitting in front and he's behind, and he's got like a long stick and he's like making it go left and right and doing stuff, right? And he let us try, which I think, yeah, because my friend could speak Chinese, so he spoke with him. And then he let us try, which also meant he had to do less work. And yeah, we did that. That was fun. I'm not getting a career as like a raft sales. I don't want to say it like raft sailor, I guess. I don't know. I'm not getting a career. I was really bad at it. But it was fun. And then we met these girls also that were also on a raft, so they were like next to us and we're here. And they were nice and fun, and yeah. Then my friend got some fish off the side of the road. Basically, we're on the like river, and then there's a person on the edge of the river selling like fish and something. And then he got a fish, and I didn't because I don't like seafood really. But he said it was pretty good, so that was fun. And then we walked home for like 4 kilometers through town, which was chill. We saw some like fun buildings and like some stray dogs, and I don't know, it was chill. And then we chilled at the hostel for like an hour or 2 because we were tired, and I think we were also wet. Oh yeah, because you got on the raft. Sometimes down the river it would just go like bloop, and then water would spray everywhere, and then you had wet feet, and you're kind of like, okay, cool. But yeah, then we biked into town again, had bubble tea. There was like gongcha, and then it was like bad. I don't know, it was ghetto gongcha. Like the milk tea meta in Yangshuo was kind of shit. There was gongcha everywhere, and there was difference in quality of the gongchas, but in general they were all kind of shitty. So milk tea was not good in Yangshuo, I'm gonna be honest. And then yeah, we walked around the city's area, and we found a market where okay. So basically before we went to Yangshuo, my friend was like, "Oh, I heard they have dog in Yangshuo, like to eat." And I was like, "Oh shit, I want to try it." And then my friend was like, "Oh, okay, good, me too." It was kind of that awkward thing where it's like they have dog, but you don't know if the other person is down. Because I'm down with everything, you know. And then, but yeah, my friend was like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." So that was cool. So very motivated to have dog, because you know it's funny, and yeah, we can discuss if it's wrong or right. But I think like all animals are equal, you know. If you can eat pig, or cow, why can't you eat dog, you know? So anyway, we sussed out the city looking for like dog, and we found like a meat market where they had like all animals, like they had chickens and shit, and we saw like dog just lying around, like fresh meat, and we're like, okay. And then we sort of asked around town, like legitimately that's what happened. We asked the people at the meat market, they sent us somewhere. Then we asked another guy, and then we asked like a third guy, and then eventually we found a restaurant where you could eat dog. But this was at like 4 or 5 p.m. So then we just went to a park and chilled, and it was so hot. Oh my god. Like, it might have been 2 months ago, but I still remember how hot it was. It was not a good time. But yeah, we chilled in the park, and then we went back to the dog restaurant and had dog for dinner, which was good again. It was actually really good. I didn't write many notes, but I have it in my head, so it's okay. Basically, went to this restaurant. We sat outside. We had like a nice like pan, and then they had the dog meat, and then some vegetables and some chilies. Which when I first saw it, I just thought, "Fuck, it's gonna be spicy." Like fuck my life. But it wasn't. It was really good. The dog meat was really tender. Like it was so nice to chew. The only thing I didn't like about it was that it had bones in it. But that's because it's Chinese meat. Like, it doesn't matter if you're like eating pig or it doesn't matter what you're eating in China. A lot of the time they'll just be bones, and you just have to spit them out. That's what they do. Like, that's how it is. But other than the bones, the meat was so nice and tender, and the flavor was also really good. And then I was like, oh, it's not spicy at all. It tastes so good. Maybe these chilies are like not that spicy chilies. They're just there to add flavor. So then I took one and straight up ate it. And then I can confirm with you that no, they were spicy chilies. The flavor just didn't like kill the dog meat. So yeah, those chilies were not a good idea to eat. I don't recommend. But anyway. Then afterwards, we basically walked around in the city center again at night, which there were so many people and there was such a nice atmosphere. And then, like I said before, like so many people wanted photos with us. It's so weird when you're in Shenzhen. Most people, no one really, like, people will look at you, but no one really asks for photos. And I think a lot of people, even if they talk to you, some of them will be like, oh, like, how long are you, what are you doing? But a lot of them will just assume that you're working, I feel like, or you're a teacher. Also, when I see other foreigners, I just assume they're teachers. I don't assume anyone's on vacation in Shenzhen, to be honest. But here, it's like everyone is a tourist, and I guess maybe they come from places that have less foreigners. Shenzhen doesn't have a lot of foreigners either, but more, I guess. But yeah, they would always be like asking us for photos. They'd come up to us, like these Chinese girls, and they'd be like, hello, we have a school project where we have to take a photo with a foreigner. And we'd be like, yeah, sure. Which I don't know if that's like a smart way to get a photo, or if they legitimately had that as a school project. Because if they did, that's really douchey. Because there are not that many foreigners, so like finding one to do your homework is kind of difficult, no? But anyway, that was fun. They would always come up to us, and we would know before they approached us. We'd be like, oh, okay. But yeah, everyone was super nice. And the atmosphere there was really good. I didn't actually film inside the town at night, which I regret. But it's because I thought we were going to go back the next day, and then I was going to film it because I was tired. And then we didn't. So I fucked up. But yeah. Then we had ice cream, and then we got home super late. And that was basically the 21st of June. Alright, so that is the end of the week 42 recap, I guess. Again, I'm kind of sad I didn't film these on the go. But obviously this I couldn't have, because I would have had to film it on the Friday, right? After the week is done, or Thursday night. And I'm obviously on vacation, so this week I couldn't have filmed. Week 43 and week 44 I could have, but I was just so busy being outside and doing my thing in China. So I apologize these are coming out late, but better late than never. Also, if you've watched till the end, like, I do appreciate it, it's cool. But yeah, these videos are just to be able to look back on. And yeah, I will upload more vlogs and more China content in the future. I'm being a little bit lazy with it, but also there's just so much going on right now. I've got university starting up, and I don't know, there's a lot of stuff. But trust, these videos will come out, and I have so many to edit. I also have so many photos. Again, check out my Instagram. But yeah, photos and videos, it's all in the works, okay? But yeah, thanks for sticking around. I get people adding me on WeChat, like, telling me they watch my videos, people on Instagram that like want help. It's cool. I'm glad that like these videos actually help people and like are either entertaining or helpful, because they're not supposed to be. They're just me like doing like a video diary. So it's cool that people get something out of them. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.